Welcome back to Live with Aaron and Kelly. That's right. If you're just tuning in, we have Katie Cole in the studio, and she's going to be able to perform live for us at the end of our show. Thank you so very much for doing that. But right now, we want to talk. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. We want to do a shout out to Gabriela Lopez, which is watching, and she's actually from Examiner.
Yes, thank you so much for tuning in.
Much, Gabriela.
And now we have someone calling very special from Raffle America. We have Ken Graham.
Are you there, Ken?
Oh, hi, Aaron. Hello, Kelly. How you guys doing today?
Good. How are you?
Oh, doing great. Thanks for inviting me on the show. It's good to be able to call in and talk about some of these things that will help a lot of people.
Yeah, Ken. You're from the East Coast, right? What part of the East Coast?
Over in the New York State area, Western New York, the Buffalo area.
Awesome. What's the weather like? What's the weather like?
It's a beautiful day today. It's about 89, low humidity, and the sun is shining. It's a unique day over here in Buffalo.
Now, Ken,
normally we're not noted for good weather.
Now, Ken, let's find out exactly what we need to do. If somebody runs a raffle, what are the things, how can they get in trouble running a raffle?
Well, there's a number of different ways you can get in trouble with a raffle. I think a little bit of history might help a little bit here about Raffle America. My partners Dave Fatesky and Chris Urban and I, we created Raffle America to provide charities and nonprofits the ability to host completely legal charitable gaming and fundraising events on the Internet. And because of the incredible generosity of the American people, I mean, it is incredible. An average of $300 billion a year is given to charities and nonprofit organizations every year, according to GuideStar.com and other publications. 95% of that $300 billion is given to charities by individual donors. Wow. I mean, you get some, every once in a while, you'll see someone with $1 million check here or there, or some big foundation or company.
Right, and that makes about 5%, but 95% you're saying are from individuals.
Offhand.
From individuals. Yeah, it's incredible. You would think it would be the other way around, but actually that is an incredible statistic.
Offhand, Ken, who would you say is the biggest donor? Is there like a company or that offhand that donates a lot? Like one of the
largest private company that donates, I do not know exactly. I mean, they keep, everyone fortunately keeps trying to outdo each other, so that helps the charities out tremendously. But, it's almost like the country, the way it's set up, where small business is the backbone of the United States. It's the same thing with charities. The small, the individual donors, they're really the ones that make the difference.
Now, Ken, and let's talk about that. No, I don't mean to cut you off. We're just limited on time right now. But
sure.
we actually talked about companies that run a raffle. They run a raffle, and what are the things that can happen to them?
Well, because of the volume of money involved every year, this industry, if you want to call it an industry, attracts a large number of criminal elements, of people setting up fraudulent nonprofit organizations to take advantage of the goodwill of the public. So the government came, and even before the Internet, instituted a number of different rules and regulations, and each one of those rules and regulations are designed state by state. So there isn't any uniformity in, if you wanted to go on the Internet and do a charitable gaming event such as a raffle or some sort of fundraising event, and of course, the Internet, everyone has access to your website. The first thing that will happen is the trouble that you can get into is that you start accepting, believe it or not, donations or funds from people in states that you're not registered to solicit funds from.
Right, that's important. Or they could even be underage, right? Some states require 18, some require 21, so you have to monitor that.
Yeah, fortunately, our system, our patent was approved. It took 7 years to get approved.
Congratulations, Ken.
Wow, that's great.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a lot of work, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
And the algorithm that was developed in that system, and what that does is it allows, like, Nevada has a gaming age of 21. Well, California, Florida, 18 years old. If someone from Nevada wants to go buy a raffle ticket from an organization in Florida, and the Florida rules are 18 years old, and this person in Nevada is 20, and if they're allowed to buy a raffle ticket, the charity in Florida just violated and sold a raffle ticket to an underage individual, and then that creates a really big problem. So a lot of these issues have come up in the past, and the government's trying to eliminate all of these different issues. But in the meantime, we developed a system that actually we can provide in writing. Will guarantee that a nonprofit organization that does a fundraising event at RaffleAmerica.com will not violate any state, local, or federal laws. That's how good.
And can you walk them through the whole thing as well? But Kelly, did you have a question?
Yeah, how do you monitor that? Like, if I'm going to set up a charity in Los Angeles, how would you be able to monitor that? And I use your services. How would you monitor that the same rules would apply in Florida? How does your company monitor that so that essentially I wouldn't get in trouble?
That's a good question. The way our system is set up is everyone that hosts any sort of fundraising event on RaffleAmerica.com applies for membership. We do a background check. We make sure they're in good standing, that they are a valid bona fide nonprofit organization. Okay. And then we work with them individually in their region. We have a member service representative work with every single organization. Of course, we can't get involved in their decision-making processes legally, but we can advise them of different, like the solicitation of funds regulations, different permits that they might have to acquire, the rules that have to be put in order for their raffle to become legal.
Which is great, because I would assume I wouldn't know what the difference is between in Florida or know the difference what's in California. So if I was going to set up a raffle, I wouldn't know that there were differences. So it's kind of like you're educating the people too, as well, that come to the site.
Oh yeah.
And I want to stress again, this is great for nonprofits, because a lot of nonprofits work on a local level, and they don't know how to reach out to a national level. So you can take one, really big prize, you hit all the locals, but the locals start to die out, and you have somebody in Missouri or Nevada, and they can tie into this. So again, if somebody doesn't do this and they don't go through this means, what does it mean for their business? Let's say I run a raffle. I'm a business. I go, oh, raffle's a great idea. I know how to fundraise. I'm going to run a raffle online, which I see a lot happen. They do it through Facebook. They send advance. They say, buy a ticket at an event, and I'll give you a raffle ticket towards this prize. How can they get in trouble?
Oh, there's a number of different ways. Like the first, what was mentioned earlier, I believe by Kelly, was the age limit issue, where you're selling raffle tickets to underage individuals. There's also the area of where there has to be a specific amount of tickets issued, and there isn't. You're not allowed to go over that limit. And and if you do go over the limit, there's all sorts of problems that occur there. And then if you're not using the Raffle America system, it is at this point the only patented system in the country that will do this. What can happen is an individual, if you're not using the system, someone could, participate in the raffle, buy a raffle ticket, and then find out later on that particular organization was not even registered in that state and happens to be the grand prize winner, and then the state, not by choice, because they're trying to eliminate fraud, they still have to follow the law. They go after the nonprofit organization, and there's massive fines. In Florida, they start around $10,000 per incident, just for even donating, simply, not even a raffle.
Wow! So you
all sorts of problems, and it's very complicated. And
It sounds like it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Again, Ken. I think that's this is the solution for raffles for nonprofits that have been wanting to reach to a larger audience, and they can also support. We thank you so very much for this. But before you go, we want to plug again. If someone wants to sign up through Raffle America, they're going to email us at AaronandKellyShow@gmail.com.
That's right. You guys can also hit us up on Facebook or Twitter and get in touch with us as well.
And we'll give you a special link because, Ken, you're going to give... What are you going to give?
Yes, we're going to offer a $100 Visa card to the 100th person that signs up for free membership at RaffleAmerica.com. It takes less than 2 minutes to sign up, and we have a very sophisticated tracking ability. So the 100th person that signs up for a user membership on RaffleAmerica.com, it's free, will receive a $100 Visa gift card.
So you're already going to be positive in to be able to do the raffle. That's awesome.
For all our listeners out there, go to what's the site?
RaffleAmerica.com.
Perfect, and sign up. And if you're the 100th.
But you have to say Aaron and Kelly. You have to tell them Aaron and Kelly sent you, and see if you're the 100th person. You may be the 100th person. Thank you so very much, Ken.
Thank you, Ken.
We'll have you back. Thank you very much. And when we come back, we're going to come back with Katie and have Katie do a little song for us,
so
right, Katie?
Yay!
What song are you going to do for us?
I'm going to do a song called Heartstone Bend.
Woo! All right, so stay tuned right here on Live with Aaron and Kelly.
Give me a chance to catch my breath. I've been running in circles.
I've already got this song.
Oh, this
in my iPhone.
Welcome back to Live with Aaron and Kelly. If you're just tuning in, we have singer Katie Cole. How are you?
I'm good.
She's good since the last segment.
I know, but if they're just tuning in, Aaron,
I could have been like, I'm done.
I know you could have been. Okay.
What is your inspiration? Everybody's been chatting with us, and they want to know what is your inspiration as far as your music.
In terms of the genre or where I get inspiration for writing?
Both.
Yeah, the Galaxy Cat Girl's asking that. Katie, from whom did you receive inspiration in your life?
Well, I guess, I've traveled a lot. And as I was saying before, like, I'm not kidding when I say that I draw inspiration from, like, my experiences and my sense of humor. But, to be honest, the sort of songs that I write, sometimes they're more exaggerated versions of things that have happened. Sometimes I just take from the emotion that I know and build stories. I like to tell stories. I talk a lot. I'm a girl. That's what I do.
Yeah, you're allowed.
But I really like to tell a story so that when you actually like read through the lyrics, it's its own. It can sit on its own, and you can be like, okay. Getcha.
Well, I have to say, I've heard you sing the song that you did at the tavern. It was the first one that we played, and I didn't get the lyrics until I knew it was a beautiful song, but you do a video with the lyrics, and I'm like, oh my god, that's pretty powerful. You know, sometimes we don't pay attention to the lyrics; we just know that we like the song.
I don't know, I don't expect people to be taking notes on
but it's important. I saw it, and I said, oh my god, I get it.
But when it comes to it, like I just try and travel and experiences. If there's something I've never tried, I try to be a bit fearless. Well, especially since I've moved to the US, I've tried to take the work ethic of just try it. And that's the same thing as when I'm in the studio with my record producer Howard Welling. He'd be like, "Can we just try this?" And I'll be like, "I've got it set in my head. It's this way." But sometimes it's like you just got to try it, and then you realize it's exactly how it was meant to be. So I try not to close down and keep pretty open-minded to just experiences, opportunities, and that's really how my career has progressed. The same as my writing, the same as my personal work ethic. You've just got to try things and be open to.
I think everybody needs to really do that. Yeah, get out of your comfort zone. I think you said the fearless thing. You were fearless, and I think you posted some stuff this week about fear, right?
Yeah. That's right. Actually, we only have a couple more minutes, John.
We have 3 minutes, so we're going to go out.
But right into that, I want to hear you play. So Anything you want to plug really quickly?
I've got a new record coming out. I'm probably going to be releasing the first single around September, so please visit the website, katiecoleofficial.com. Every other link in the entire universe is probably on there. It'll be there.
Okay, so we're going to close with Katie Cole live here. Stay tuned next week for our show.
Yes.
We have with us Amy Paffrath
and Gerald Webb. We've got some actors, and actually Amy is a host and actress, so tune in next week to Live with Aaron and Kelly.
Yeah, and take us out, Katie.
Thank you for having me on the show.
And what's the song called?
This song's called Hearts Don't Bend. This will be on the new record.
Okay, awesome.
You put me in a suitcase to follow your lead, nice and neat. I could barely breathe. Came for the view, but I was in the dark. You held me till I nearly fell apart. So I opened up and jumped out before it got too late. I gotta say, didn't anybody tell you that's more than I could take? Didn't anybody mention that hearts don't bend, they break? Put my heart in a jar to try to keep it safe. Was trapped inside, no way to escape.